Hello everyone. So kule video discuss this question from paper 1 maths grade 10, right? So here we have a sketch of f and g. Okay, let us just read the statement of the question. But the sketch below shows the graph of f and g. The graphs of f of x is equals to minus 1 over x minus 1, and g of x is equals to ax plus q. Points A and B lie on the graph of G, the straight line. The two graphs intersect at points C and D, which is this point there and that point there, right? And then they say the line BE is drawn parallel to the y-axis. There's the line BE, right? And then question of 1, but it showed that A is equals to 2 and Q is equals to minus 2, right? So now A and Q are variables in the graph of G. G of x is equals to ax plus q. So we have to find A and Q. So to do that, we'll have to use the given points A and B, right? We know that when x is minus 1, y has to be minus 4, right? Meaning if I substitute x with minus 1 in this equation, I should get minus 4, right? So I'll go ahead and do that. Wherever I see x, I put minus 1, and if I do this, I should get minus 4, right? So wherever I see x in this, I'll put minus 1. So I'll have a times minus 1 plus q should be minus 4, right? Which is minus a plus q is equals to minus 4, which means q is equals to a minus 4, right? I'll call this my equation 1. We have to have two equations because we have two unknowns, right? So this is a question of solving for simultaneous equation. So now we'll go ahead and substitute the coordinates of the other point B. We know if we substitute 3, we should get 4, right? At x equals to 3, the graph of G is equals to 4. So wherever I see wherever I see x in my equation, I will put 3, right? So I'll have a times 3 is equals to 4, right? I'll have a times 3 plus q is equals to 4, right? So 3a plus q should be equals to 4, right? And then I'll call this my equation 2. So from equation 1, we know what q is equals to a minus 4. So I'll substitute equation 1 into equation 2, right? So now 3a plus q, but then q from equation 1 is equals to a minus 4. So there I'll put a minus 4, and then I'll have that equals to 4, and then I'll have 4a equals to 8, taking this 4 to the other side, and then I'll have a is equals to, dividing both sides by 4, I'll have a is equals to 2. Okay, and then now that I have a equals to 2, I can go back to my equation 1 and substitute this value of a to get the value of q. Right, so we know that q is equals to a minus 4, therefore q is equals to 2 minus 4, which is minus 2. So q is equals to minus 2. So now my equation for g of x will be g of x equals to 2x minus 2, right? It will be 2x minus 2. Okay, so now I have my equation for g. We can go ahead and do question 5.2. Okay, So question 5.2 batini. Question 5.2 but determine the values of x for which f of x is equals to g of x. Right? So the values of x where these two graphs are equal are that point and that point, the points of intersection. Right? F of x is equals to g of x at the points of intersection. Right? So we have f of x is equals to g of x, and we are given that f of x is equals to 1 over x minus 1. G of x is equals to 2x minus 2, the one we just calculated, to 5.1. And then now here we need to solve for x. Okay, so I'll take this minus 2 to this side. I'll have 1 minus x minus 1 plus 2 is equals to 2x, right? And then here we have 1 over x plus 1 is equals to 2x, right? And then if I take 1 to the other side, I'll have 1 over x is equals to 2x minus 1. And then if I cross multiply, I'll have 1 is equals to 2x squared minus x. Now bringing everything together from this step, bringing everything together in on one side, I'll have 2x squared minus x minus 1 is equals to 0. And then from here I can factorize and solve for x. I'll have 2x plus 1 and x minus 1, right? So from this I see what the x is equals to minus 1 over 2, or x is equals to 1. So at these points where x is equals to minus 1 over 2 and x equals to 1, the graph of f is equals to the graph of g. Okay, so yeah, okay, so 5.3, we need to look at the values of x for which the graph of g is greater than the graph of f. So from the diagram, where is the graph of f? Sorry, where is the graph of g greater than the graph of f? The graph of g is greater than the graph of f where the line, the graph of g is greater than the graph of f where the graph of g lies above the graph of f. So we'll see what that will be this point to 0 and from this point to infinity, right? So it will be this portion here and that portion going to infinity. So the graph of f is greater, sorry, the graph of g is greater or equals to the graph of f between minus 1 over 2, the point of intersection, and 0, and also where x is greater than 1, the point of intersection. So from here going there, and from this part to that part. Okay, so yeah, and then 5.4, but we need to calculate the length of BE. So to calculate the length of BE, you will need to know the value of the function f at BE. So to do that, we know the coordinates of this point here, the x coordinate of this point E is 3, right? So we'll substitute 3 in our function. 1 over 3 minus 1, sorry, 1 over 3 minus 1 to get minus 2 over 3, right? And then now to calculate the length of BE, we will have 4 minus 2 over 3, which will give us 14 over 3, or 4.67 units. Okay, And then now going on to 5.5, we need to write down the equation for h of x equals to f of x plus 3. H of x, not f of x. H of x is equals to f of x plus 3. Right? So h of x equals to f of x plus 3. We know what the h of f of x is 1 over x minus 1. And then when we say plus 3, you'll get with this is 1 over x plus 2. And then we are done with question 5. Okay, so now we need to go on to question 6. Okay. So here's question 6. So question 6, but the given f of x is equals to ax squared plus c. F passes through the x-axis at d minus 5 and d minus 1, where d is the element of the real numbers. And then they say we have to determine the value of d. Right? In order to be able to determine the value of d, we have to know what this means. Right? To say f passes through the x-axis means these are the x-intercepts. Ne? So we know our graph will have this shape or that shape depending on the value of a, right? But then let us say it has this positive shape. So the graph passes through the x-axis here, and it also passes through the x-axis there. So now these ones will correspond to the values of d. So here we'll have d minus 5, and here we'll have d minus 1. And then notice we have our y-axis as the axis of symmetry, meaning the distance from the origin to this point is the same as the distance from the origin to that point, right? These two are the same. These two lengths are the same because we have our y-axis as the axis of symmetry. So to calculate the value of d, we'll have to say d minus 5 plus d minus 1 is equals to 0. Ne? So d plus d will give us 2d, minus 5 minus 3 minus 1 will give us minus 6. So we'll have 2d is equals to 6, and we'll have d is equals to 3. So that is our value of d. And then we say 6.2, they want us to determine the values of c, of a and c, if it is given that f of 1 is equals to minus 9. So wherever I see 1 in my equation, I just put minus 1. So I'll have a times times 1. Wherever I see 1 in my equation, wherever I see x in my equation, I'll just put 1. So I'll have a times 1 squared plus c is equals to minus 9. Okay, so I'll have a plus c equals to minus 9, and then this will give me okay, I have a plus c is equals to minus 9. So from here I can say c is equals to minus a minus 9. So I'm just taking a to the other side, and then this will be my equation 1, right? And then to get my equation 2, I'll have to use the fact that d is equals to 3 means the x-intercept here, one of the x-intercept is 3 minus 5, which is minus 2, and then the x-intercept there will be 3 minus 1, which will be 2. So I'll just use this one, meaning if I substitute 2 in my equation, I should get 1 because 2 is the x-intercept, right? So here I'll have a times, wherever I see x, I put 2 squared plus c is equals to 0, and then this will be 4a plus c equals to 0, and then I have 4a because I know what a is I know what c is equals to this. Wherever I see c here, I'll just put minus a minus 9. So I'll have minus a minus 9 is equals to 0. So here I'll have 3a equals to 9. I'll have a equals to 3. Right? And then substituting this 3 back here, I'll have c is equals to minus 3 minus 9. So c will be minus 12. Okay, so yeah, this is how we do these questions. I know maybe I was going a bit too fast, but then if you don't understand something, feel free to let me know, so ngizokwazi ukuthi ngikuchazele kuhle. Okay.